Yes, good morning, all of you. So I think let's start. So today's first laboratory session for your batch. So let me introduce what we are going to do throughout the semester in the laboratory session of operating system. Mostly we will be writing and executing shell scripts, which are nothing but the programs which we will run on the Linux operating system, right? I think most of you might have heard this name and experienced also. There are two operating system. One is Windows series, one is Linux series. Majority of servers around the world, they are using various versions of Linux operating system. There are many reasons, but main reason is one is security. Linux is much more secure than Windows because it will not allow any exe to run. So it is very secure. Second one, Linux is a free source operating system. That means you need not to pay any royalties if you want to use Linux. While Windows is a paid operating system, you need to pay for the license if you want to use Windows. So generally, servers are using Linux and users like us are using Windows due to their user-friendly GUI. So there are two main operating systems, but in our lab, we will be using Linux as an operating system, and in first one or two or three lab, we will practice some commands that we may use to perform various operations, and then we'll start writing the shell scripts and executing it on the Linux. Right. Now, how to use Linux? There are various options. As far as your practical one is concerned, it is installation of operating system, right? But it will not be possible online because it may run some setup. It will start and restart the machine. So, but it is very easy. It is very easy how to run or how to install the operating system. Now, installing the operating system, we all are having three options. I will tell you the three options, and it is up to you which option you want to use. It is up to you. You are free. First, you install, if you are having your personal laptop, you can install Linux in your laptop as a second operating system. That means your laptop will be having Windows as well as Linux both. You can boot your machine either with Linux or Windows. It's up to you. It's a dual boot, right? Windows or Linux. This is option number one. Option number two, there are many emulators are available like VirtualBox, VMware, that you can install on your Windows machine, and on top of that you can install Linux, right? So what this VirtualBox or VMware will do, it will create a separate new environment, and on top of that environment it will install the operating system Linux. So Linux will be run not as an entire operating system, but it will run as an application program like other application programs. But you can perform all the tasks that you need to perform. So if you don't want to install second OS, you can install VirtualBox, which is a software by Oracle, or VMware, and then you can perform the task. This is option number two. And the third option is to use online terminals available, and you can use the services of that Linux terminals. This is the third option, right? In our lab, I will be using this third option. That means I will use this online service available, which is free of cost to perform the task. But you are free, whatever you want to use, because it will perform the same task, whether you use a separate Linux, any version of Linux, Ubuntu, Kali Linux, Fedora, whatever you want to use, you can use as a separate operating system. Number two, on the VirtualBox, you can install the Linux. Or number three, you can use the online options which are available. Now, as I told you, will there be a difference between? No, both are similar. Both are similar. There will not be any difference. But if you have the dual operating system, it will consume more space. So if you are having enough memory and processing power, you can have dual boot system. But if your laptop is not having sufficient memory, if you want, it will hang, then you can use VirtualBox. But both the options are same. The third, I see all I will give demonstration. No, don't worry, I will give demonstration right now. So first you need to install Linux. You can download the latest version of Linux from the internet. It is very much available, right? And then you can open YouTube and you can write how to install Ubuntu in Windows, for example, 8.1. Whatever operating system you can have, like you can write Windows 10 or whatever operating system that you are using. So it is how to install Ubuntu in VirtualBox. If you are using VirtualBox, so this video will guide you first how to install VirtualBox first, and then how to install Linux on that. So it is, there are many, see, this, it will open like this. So Linux will open as a new application software like this, see, like this, see. And this is your Windows operating system and Linux will be open. And now if you want to install any Linux, so how to install Linux or Ubuntu, whatever you write, on Windows 10, or how to install Linux for beginners, right? So there are Linux installation. So there are many videos are available. It is a general operating system installation. You need to configure how to install Kali Linux with USB. There are many options are available. So if you browse, you will get sufficient information of installation of operating system, right? So you can take help of the YouTube, and if you want, then you can install the operating system, right? Now sir, suppose I install Windows operating system which is not genuine. If I want to activate it, is it possible or not? No, it is not possible without payment. If I want to activate it, if you want to activate, I don't know, what you want to activate, Windows or Linux? Yeah, GitHub.
Windows, sir. Windows
you cannot. Sir, can we use some of the GitHub code?
Sir.
Yes.
So for that we have first buy license product key, then we can activate, right, sir?
Yes.
Okay, thank you, sir.
To have product key, you need to purchase the license. Product key is nothing but the license. Yeah, there are various options available for solution of the pirated version, but we don't want to discuss it right now. It is up to you what you want to use, right? You can, it's your matter. You can, I have already told you, you can have whatever way you can. So, but the third option, if you write on the Google, then online Linux terminal, online Linux terminal. And if you open this website, it's foss.com. Then it's kind of blog. Then they have listed various terminals which are available, its advantages and disadvantages. First is JS Linux. Its characteristic, it's based on the JavaScript. Try JS Linux. If you would click on this, the new Windows is open. Copy.sh is the another one. Third one is Webminal, which is very good. And the what I liked and what I'm going to use is Webminal during the semester. But I am not making it compulsory for you to use Webminal only. You can use your own. Why I use Webminal? It is written over here. Webminal is an impressive online Linux terminal and my personal favorite when it comes to a recommendation for beginners for practice Linux command online. Why? Because the website offers several lessons to learn from while you type in the commands in the same windows. So what it will do, this is the command prompt that you will get, and here you will get various tutorials. We will do the first tutorial after some time. So you need not to, for example, if you open tutorial here, so you need to read tutorial here, and then you need to come here to practice. So you need to switch between two windows. But here on the same window, tutorial is given. You can read from here, you can understand the command, and then you can practice over here in the same window, right? So I will be using this for now for commands. Then tutorial point, JS, UIX, there are many options. See, if you go, there are many options which are available, right? There are many, but I will be using Webminal to perform the commands. So if you click try Webminal, first you need to register. You need to choose any username, your email address, and you need to set the password. And then you need to register. So it will create your username. After the registration, you can go to login. You need to log in. I have already registered, so I am having my login. So I will log in using same. So you have been logged in. Some good statistics are given of Webminal. Not only Linux, it is giving more features like MySQL. Like if you want to run, it's the same we have used last Oracle Apex in the last semester. It is a option of Apex. So here you need to click on terminal. So terminal, you need to first log in into the server, which is provided, a service provided by online. It is nothing but cloud, software as a service, right? So I will again use same username which I have used for login in Webminal, password, and you might be knowing that when you type the password, nothing will get displayed. So I will type the password. So it will log in. So Krunal 910 Webminal, and this is the command prompt where you need to type or you need to practice various commands, right? And now on the right side, if you see, there are various tutorials. There are many basic commands which are given. See, Linux is having hundreds of commands, and each command is having multiple options. So it will not be possible to cover each and every command with each and every option. So we will only practice that command which are useful for us in writing our shell script. But you are free to, you can say, use or try other commands. It is not like that. You need to use only these lessons. For example, if you type Linux commands, it will give you many commands. See, very command. You can use each and everything. If you go to any specific command, for example, ls, so lots of material is available for this command ls, right? If you type gzip, so lot of material is available of gzip. So it's up to you what command. ipconfig, for example, these all are various, mkdir, su, these all are fpwd, these all are Linux command that you can use. So it is not like that you need to restrict yourself by doing these only. You can do whatever command you want to practice. It may be possible, because I don't know each and every command, because hundreds of command, and it is not possible for all of us to remember all the commands and all the options, right? So we can take help of the Google to practice the command. One more thing, if you are in campus, then there is a good book which is available, Linux commands, and the author name is, let me type, this is the author name. You can visit, no, I forgot B. This is the correct name. You can visit the library and then you can issue this book. Many commands are given in this particular book. So it's up to you. And how to use this? Let's try lesson number 1. For example, lesson number 1 is, for example, basic command to navigate the directories. Lesson number 2, create files, display content of file. Lesson number 3, copy, rename and delete files. Lesson number 4, basic process commands, right? Like that. Then scripting also, how to write the script, how to write the command, everything is given, right? So let's start lesson number 1, how to use. For example, here they have given the command, what the command does. For example, pwd, it is given pwd. So if I write pwd, that means present working directory. In which directory, which folder? Directory means folder. Which folder you are working right now? So you are working, home is a root. If you see the hierarchy, home is nothing but root. It is something equivalent to my computer of your Windows. In that, you are provided with your own folder by this webminal. So whatever you create, whatever files, whatever directory, whatever folders that you will create, it will be stored inside this Krunal 910. So whenever you want to, for example, see or check in which directory you are, you can use pwd present working directory. Then see, second command is mkdir -v. Now, as I told you, there are many options also. mkdir is command -v dir1. Right. So I will make two directory, one with -v, one with without -v, and you observe what will happen. So mkdir, the command full form is make directory. If you want to create a directory or if you want to create a folder, then the command is mkdir. So I will write mkdir space -v space dir1, directory 1, right? So mkdir created directory dir1. That means you have created a directory dir1. Now let me mkdir, I am not using -v, I am creating directory 2. Directory 2. Observed? Have you observed what happened? What is your observation? I have used -v, here I have not used -v. Can you observe the output? What is the output? Confirmation. So if you see here, when you are using -v, it is giving you the message that you have created the directory. But here, as Ashish has rightly told, there is not any message that can be displayed. But there is not any error or no message. If there is not any error, then it is confirmed that you have created the directory. Right. Now, one more thing. So here, if you want hierarchy of the directory, that means directory 2 inside directory 3 inside directory 4, right? So you can use -vp, or if you don't want message, then -p, p for parent directory. Let me show you. mkdir space -vp space, it is 2, 3, 4, 2 we have already created. So we will directory 3 slash directory 4 slash directory 5. Enter. So directory 3 created inside the directory 4 created inside the directory 4, directory 5 is created, right? It have created directory 3 inside that directory 4 inside that directory 5. So with help of the same command, you can create the directory inside the directory. Now, how to see what are the various files and directories are available in current folder or current directory? Command is ls. So you can see directory 1, directory 2, directory 3. 3 directories are available. Now your question will be, sir, what about directory 4 and 5? We have already created. But directory 4 and 5 are inside the directory 3. So ls will only display the current immediate directory which are there in the kernel 910 here. So as directory 4 and directory 5 are inside the directory 3, it will not be displayed. Now you will ask me, sir, what if we want to display all the directories, all the files? So there are two options. Either you can go inside directory 3. For example, right now I am at kernel 910. I need to go inside directory 3. Right? So the command is cd change directory space. In which directory you want to move? Directory 3. So two things you observe. The earlier was like this. Now dir 3. That means you are inside dir 3. So if you don't want to use pwd, from here also you can see dir 3. Now you are inside dir 3. If I type ls, it will give me directory 4 because directory 4 is inside directory 3. Now if you see, directory 5 is not displayed because it is inside this. So again I will type cd dir 4. Right. So right now you are in dir 4. Again you type ls and it will display dir 5. This is first option. You need to go inside the particular directory and then see what are the files and what are the directories which are available. Now what if you want to go back? Again I want to go back. Then cd dot. Now you are in directory 3. cd dot. Sorry, cd space dot. Now you are home. Now ls minus r. If you type ls minus r, it will give everything. dir1, dir2, dir3. In dir3 there is a dir4. dir3, dir4 there is dir5. Here dot means root. It is the root directory. In root we have created dir1. In root we have created dir2. In root we have created dir3. Inside that there is a directory dir4. And in root we have created dir3. Inside that there is a directory dir4. Inside that there is a directory dir5. Right. So it will display this. Now ls is having one more option. If you type ls minus l, so it will give some detail. This is permission. We will come to this after means not today, means reading, writing and executing permission of the directory. Username, where it is, when it is created, and then the time. This is not the local time, it is the server time. February 6 you have created. So it will give you some options. So many things are given over here, so you can practice. Now I think you got the basic idea how to use this tutorial. So if you like Linux commands for directories. So see, All these are commands. Now, if you want to delete, see rmdir is not given here. So if you want to delete any directory, then rmdir, dir1, it will delete. rmdir, dir2, delete. rmdir, dir3, it will give error. Why? Fail to remove directory 3. Directory is not empty. So what you have learned? You have learned that rmdir will only delete the directory if directory is empty, because directory 1, inside that we have not created anything, and we have not created anything inside the directory 2. But directory 3 we have created inside directory 4 and 5. So rmdir space minus r. Minus r means recursive delete. dir3. Okay. So for that, no need, you cannot use rmdir, you use rm. Only rm. rm minus r space dir3. It is recursive delete. Now it is deleted directory 3, inside that directory 4, inside that directory 5. If I write ls, nothing will get displayed. ls minus l, total 0. That means we have deleted all the directories. So this is how you can use the help of net and you can practice the command. So in every lab we will see, in next lab we will see lesson 2, 3, 4 based on the time how many commands that we can use. But it is not that whatever command we will practice, there are only that command. Other than there are other commands also. So it is up to you in how much depth you want to go. Now, what you need to do today, either you can install the Linux or Unix if you are having sufficient resources, or you can open your account in Webminal, register it, and try the basic commands which I have tried. And next Saturday, we will come with many commands for file handling, how to create a file, delete the file, how to add the content the file, delete the file, everything that we will do next time. Any doubt, any query up till now to anyone? Okay, so now you can start your work. Still, if you are having any doubt, I am here only, you can ask me. Thank you. What makes Linux command different from Windows command? They are same. See, right now what we are doing, it's not about the command, but it's all about the facilities that our operating system is. Command is nothing but we are performing some task, right? So there is nothing about commands, right? It is not like that Linux commands are more powerful than Windows command or Windows command are more powerful than the. It is all about the facilities that is provided by operating system, right? So task is same, and what as a beginners that we are going to do, you can do the same thing with the Windows. But if you want to test the real test of Linux, I will next time, if you all are interested or any one of you are interested, there is a Cisco course on Linux. I can enroll you in that course. You can learn the Linux into the details, and if you successfully complete, you will get the Cisco certification also, right? That we can do.